Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 8, Episode 7, titled Luck Be a Lady. Air date November 2nd, 2010. And the synopsis is:
Nathan is furious when his first mission as Clay's junior agent seems to go wrong because of his lack of jargon knowledge, but he gets the football client. Julian accepts Alex's suggestion to get all the best men for a poker night, but the mood is murderous. Chase gets abused by everyone, and Brooke is bullied by Julian's mom, who pushes for a traditional wedding at a bride's fair. So Julian is still filming everybody. And he's filming like every single person.
Yeah, he is. I know it's his project, but like, I don't feel like there's a single person he really hasn't gotten yet. I think maybe his skills might be the only one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just seems like he's been going after everybody lately.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for a while because he was even filming Clay in the hospital.
Yeah,
recovering.
And like, I'm surprised they all agreed to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Julian's just looking at it all, adding in it. And Brooke says she wonders if they'd be smiling if they knew he was filming them from the bushes. So apparently he's not even doing this with their consent.
Yeah, and like Clay is, like you said, in the hospital. So like, because like there's the one clip of Nathan pushing him, and I'm just like, and like wheeling him down, like acting like he's gonna like pop a wheelie and all that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like they really are having fun. But I'm just like, yeah, you probably should be telling them, like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be filming you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of is mean to not tell somebody.
Right.
I mean, I get you that you want to get them in their true element.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is the wrong way to do it, because what if they don't want to be on camera like that?
Mm-hmm. And then Julian says he realized that he doesn't have a best man for the wedding.
Because he has no friends.
Yeah. And his excuse is he's been stuck in the Brooke bubble.
Yeah, and she's all like ignoring him now because all she can think of is the Brooke bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like it's usually Brooke usually does have her own little bubble, remember? Like usually when somebody's trying to tell her something and she's like just thinking about whatever she really wants to think about. So I was like, yeah, you're not gonna get her to get out of that. But it is true. I mean, when he came here to get Peyton. That didn't work. And then he met Brooke, and that was it. Like, besides Alex and Brooke, I mean, he has no friends. He doesn't even have Haley and Quinn. They're Brooke's friends.
Right.
So I'm like, you only literally have your fiance and Alex.
Yep.
I'm like, you don't even have any friends. And you would think that over, this is now year 3, you would think you would have made friends with somebody.
Right.
I mean, even like Mouth and Skills, because they're friends with Brooke. Like, maybe not Nathan, because Nathan is like, because they wouldn't really have much in common. Because like Nathan is the jock and judgmental of people. So it's like he, on the other hand, might, plus, how it all started with his brother, he might still be having feelings of that, of which is how you want your sibling to be. Because, Lucas only tolerated Julian. So Nathan might just be tolerating him too for like brother's sake, So, but you would think that like, because Brooke and Mouth were so close, you would think that he would have at least tried to be friends with Mouth.
Right.
And because Mouth and Skills are like best friends, you would think you would be friends with him. So it's just weird that over this is now year 3, you have made no guy friends. And there are guys. It's not like this is only women, because yes, I would understand that. Like if it was like 90% women, but there are guys on the show. You just didn't want to make friends with them. That's all.
So Brooke asks Julian who was his best friend growing up, and that's when
Yeah, so she comes out. He couldn't even answer. She goes, "Me, I was his best friend." I'm like, wow, you didn't even let the guy answer.
Yeah, and then we hear her call him Juju B for the first time.
Where did that even come from?
I don't know, but then they have their own little thing of the walkie-talkie bit
It's funny.
with their code names too.
Oh, yeah. It's so stupid that it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're how old?
At least mid-20s, yeah.
Like, come on now. And it's like going back to like the last episode when his mom got his costume and he's got to dress up
Mm-hmm.
the way his mom wants him to. And it's like, you're a grown ass man that's in his late, at least 20s, if not 30. Like, and you're still having mommy dress you up for Halloween. That's like a little weird. And now here, mommy was your best friend. It's like, yeah, this is definitely showing mama's boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a problem with mama's boys as long as you
Have boundaries.
can grow out of it.
Mm-hmm.
like yes, 100%. You need to love and respect your mother, but like this is like over the top. This is like this is like the shows they make of mama's boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those shows. Yeah, this is what they're talking about. How you can't cut the cord.
Right.
And honestly, like maybe in a way, maybe Paul saw that and said, I'm getting out of here. I mean, think about it. If that cord has never been cut, maybe Paul was like, I ain't got a chance with this kid. Because you know, he's tried like with baseball. Remember, Paul tried like getting him into baseball, like something that, you know, they could maybe bond over. And you know, it's just like he just seemed to revert back to mom. So it's like maybe Paul is just like, I can't help this kid.
Right.
And he won't really miss me because his mother is controlling all the situation. So I mean, now you have to think maybe, I mean, honestly, you kind of wonder, like, do you really feel bad now for Paul? Because this is what he had to deal with. Like, it doesn't really seem like he probably had a say in Julian's life, even when he was little, just because, what's her name?
Sylvia.
Yeah, her. Sylvia would have, you know, went after him and disagreed and then said, this is what he's doing. I mean, I just feel like Sylvia would have gotten her way either way. So I don't think Paul really had a choice.
Right.
Which sucks.
Yeah. So Brooke tells him to bond with the guys since she's going to be with his mom at the bridal expo. Is this even a real thing? I never looked it up, but
I don't know.
I mean, it's a good idea if people don't know what to do, but
I mean, I guess maybe it could be a thing. I never really heard of it. Because usually people just, because now there's like Pinterest and stuff that people go on, but I don't know. Usually there's called the internet.
Yeah, or a wedding planner. Yeah.
And you would think Brooke would have one of those.
Right.
Because the rich usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because she was going for like expensive and elegant, because that's who Brooke is, that you would think that she would have a wedding planner, just because why would you want to do it yourself?
Right.
Usually those kind of weddings are definitely planned by a wedding planner, that you don't do those yourself.
Mm-hmm. That is something like super, super small.
Do you think it's odd because Brooke and Haley are two different people? Like, Haley is more like, let's save money, like when she got married, and she doesn't seem like the over the top person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brooke does.
Right.
And like, you know, those $400,000-$500,000 weddings,
Mm-hmm.
I could see Brooke having that, no doubt. Where Haley would make sure, you know, she's pinching every penny. But like Brooke, I could not see. So I think she would have the fancy wedding. And don't you think, like, who Brooke is? Don't you think like she would have a sit down meal?
Yeah.
Because she would pay that 100,000.
Yeah.
Where like Haley, no, you're gonna get up and get your own food because well, she ain't paying for that.
Mhm.
So it's like that, which I would go more towards like Haley style than I would Brooke style. And so that's why when Brooke is like because that's not what Brooke wants. Brooke does not want to sit down serving meal. And I'm like, since when? Like, I just feel like that's who you are. Like, Peyton and Haley are not like that, but you are. So I'm like, don't you also want to be? Isn't Brooke supposed to be different than the other two?
Yeah, I guess they just need like more reasons for her and Sylvia to fight about.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was just shocked at that. But
Mhm.
couldn't the fight have been about her wedding dress?
Yeah, or even just like what kind of food,
Yeah.
that they're
Like
serving.
like maybe, she wants the most expensive brand of something and Brooke's like, no. Like
Right.
we're going to go with like steaks and like steak and chicken and no, she wants lobster and shrimp like but it's still a sit down meal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I thought was weird. I was like, what? It just, I don't know. It was just kind of weird because I'm like, but again, the dress, the fight could have been Victoria wants her to go like Vera Wang. And Brooke's like, no, I want to make it myself. You know what I mean? Like, that could have been a fight.
Did you just say Victoria?
No, I said Vera Wang.
Oh, I thought you meant after that. Yeah. Or
No,
before that.
I said Brooke makes her own.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's just like that could have been a fight because, like, Brooke is still gonna, if she makes a dress, she's still gonna make sure it's still over the top, like fancy, beautiful, elegant, like all that. But it's like, or you could have like a top designer make it, which I feel like Sylvia would want her to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Brooke would be more like, no, I'm gonna make it because I've like made every single person I know's dress.
Right.
So that's what I'm just like, I don't know that to me is just kind of like thrown off of like, why wouldn't Brooke have a sit down meal?
Mm-hmm.
That's always been who Brooke is. I feel like it's too fancy to not have that.
Mm-hmm.
Like her standards. I'm sorry, but even if you were rich and now you aren't, you still have standards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but Brooke would still have standards.
Right.
So that's where I'm kind of going with that. Of like, again, Peyton and Haley, their personality is not that.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke's is.
Right.
So that to me was a little weird.
And then it was kind of sad and funny how Brooke said that being with Sylvia beats, spend the day with her mom in prison.
Well, it's true. But I will say, I would not want to hang out with Sylvia.
Right. Yeah, I mean, neither.
And here's the thing, Brooke is living with Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
So that just means that you get no time away to yourself. Like Sylvia is always around. Also, why couldn't she find somebody to go with her?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was last minute that Sylvia wanted her to go to. No, wait, no, Brooke wanted to go. Never mind. On her own.
Yeah, so Brooke should have just went by herself or found somebody, even if it was a stranger. She probably would have had more fun with a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird that she wouldn't just take somebody or go by herself or something and get some ideas, and then like maybe present it to Sylvia of like, hey, this is what I want. I mean, I guess Brooke is trying to be the nice daughter-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember when she came to town, she was like calling her old and stuff. So maybe this is Brooke's gesture of like, I'm not really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Please like me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird though, because I'm like, I couldn't. If I was Brooke, Sylvia would have to stay at a hotel because I could not spend weeks on months and everything with her.
Right.
Because it's not like they're getting married next week.
Mm-hmm.
So it is weird. I'm like, I couldn't deal with her that long all day. And then, well, and especially because Brooke doesn't have her company. Like, she's home all day.
Yep.
So Sylvia, like, I could not do that. I'd be like, okay, I either need to go find a job.
Mhm.
I need to go somewhere. Like, I could not be with her. And then you're inviting her for something as important as your wedding to go shopping.
Mhm.
And okay, and then my thing is too, remember how Julian was so into the wedding? Remember, he was like, I have all this planned out, right?
Mhm.
Why isn't Julian going?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because, like, obviously, Lucas and Nathan could care less. They just were like, tell me the day and I'll show up, right? Well, Julian's not like that. He is like, he planned his wedding already. So, like,
Mhm.
why wouldn't he go? Like, he would be the one to go and pick out something with her or, disagree or it's weird. I'm like, of all guys to go with their bride to be, it would be Julian.
Mhm.
And so why isn't he? It's weird.
Yeah.
I get that they wanted him to have this storyline, but at the same time, maybe it should have been a different episode, maybe
Mhm.
just because he would have went with Brooke, I feel like.
Right. And then Brooke makes fun of Julian and his mom's little walkie-talkie bit by doing it as well, calling him Mama's boy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm. And then Chase brings Mia and Haley coffee to the studio, but then he heard pregnant, women can't drink coffee.
You mean he just was never going to get her anything?
Yeah.
He was only thinking of Mia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're like looking into each other's eyes, and Haley's like, juice would have been fine, or even water.
Well, I will. Well, when you have to really think about it, like there is plenty of times that Mia is in the studio by herself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she helped produce Grubbs's album by herself
Mm-hmm.
at the very end. So she knows how to do all that, right? How to produce.
Yeah.
So if she's in there, like Haley's not always there. So like Chase may not have known she was even going to be there that day.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, Haley kind of comes and goes to the studio, and Mia seems like she lives there. So it's like maybe Chase just didn't know she was there. I don't know why they couldn't have just gone with that. I didn't know you were coming in today.
Mm-hmm.
Because she chooses when she goes there. So I don't know. I just thought that was odd. I'm like, what? Plus, it's not like he was at the bar where he would have seen her come in.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting coffee, which means he was getting that somewhere else.
Right.
So I thought that was odd. I was like, you guys could have just played it as if he didn't know she was there.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time they're trying to talk, she kept saying, water. You could have got me water. Like she just kept saying stuff. That bar was funny.
Mm-hmm. And then Mia tells Haley that, with Alex out of the way, she can talk to Chase again. And both of them are going through demo CDs to find their next artist. And Haley mentions...
Do you like that?
Like what?
That Chase is going between Mia and Alex. Like when Alex was there, Mia was gone. Of course, he devoted his time then to Alex. And then once Mia came back, he was like, oh, stuck in the middle. And then Alex leaves to go do a movie. And then, oh, now I got time for Mia. And now in this episode, Alex comes back and he's like a jerk. And it's like, why? It's annoying. Like, which one do you like? And why do you keep picking one over the other when the other one is there?
Right.
It's so weird and rude. And I honestly don't know why either one of them would want that. Like, I'm sorry, but like the person that I like, and you know about him, if he was doing that to me and there was another girl, bye.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, okay, I have more, like, I have a higher standard for myself. And I don't want that. Like, no, because you keep going back and forth. Like, pick one. And you should already have in your head who you want. And the thing is, they both hurt you.
Right.
Because that's what he keeps saying is like, Alex hurt me. Well, so did Mia. Like, they both did. And I'm sorry, but like, Alex didn't hurt you the way that Mia hurt you. Mia was texting you while she was gone for months or whatever, and then broke up with you on text, where Alex went to go do a movie, and oh yeah, I didn't tell you the week before. Like, I think she was still kind of figuring it out. I'm just like, I don't think that's as bad as what Mia did.
Right.
So for him to be so hateful towards Alex, I don't understand at all. Because, like, do you remember when Mia came to town and he let her talk to him and he was trying to hear her out even though he was still against her? He won't even let this poor girl Alex talk. I'm like, did you ever like Alex, or was she just second fiddle to Mia?
Right.
Like, what? I can't. So he was honestly, like, just making me mad in this episode, how he was treating Alex like as if she's way worse than Mia. But also, like, in this episode, he's giving Mia 1,000 chances. Why? But yeah, I also don't like the whole going back and forth. And once one leaves, he's now good with this one, even though that one hurts you. And I can't. Like, get over yourself, Chase.
And then Haley brings up Erin from the Mike Night, if she could be their next artist. And Haley admits that she does know her because she's been calling into the crisis center hotline.
Yeah, that was funny because, like, at first, Mia's like, great, like, get her here. And she's like, yeah, it's supposed to be confidential. Then why did you tell her?
Right.
Like, Haley, why would you say something if it's supposed to be confidential?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Nathan goes to the beach house to find Clay dancing. And then Clay tells Nathan that he got a phone call this morning, and Nathan apologizes, saying Jamie has been calling everybody to talk about the frog he found.
It was funny. He goes, oh, he found a frog. I'm like, as if he cares.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But Clay says it was about Troy firing his agents. So if they want to sign him, they have to act fast. So he tells Nathan that he needs to go to Atlanta and talk to the Falcons management. And Nathan, isn't ready for that. He's, doesn't think he's capable of doing this without Clay's help.
I agree. Because does he have any knowledge? Has he studied at all of what to say in a meeting? I mean, this is a business meeting. I mean, does he know what to say for contracts?
Right.
No, because he probably has not read a book yet, has done no research. And because think about it, even when he was doing his deal, he had an agent. They took care of that. All the agent does is call you and say, hey, they're gonna give you $50 million, like, for 2 years or whatever. Like, you're not really a part of the whole deal. They're just telling you what they're offering. You know what I mean? Like, so he's never actually been in a meeting like that.
Right.
So I'm like, that makes no sense that you would just throw him in there when he knows nothing. It's not like he had just finished a business class or something where now he knows what to say. I'm like, dude, and plus you have to think too, for Troy, that sucks. Because Nathan does not know what he's doing. He's not educated on that. So, like, I would hate to be Troy of like, oh, this little guinea pig is going to be Troy to my deal? You know what I mean? I don't know. I would just be upset if I was Troy. Because, like, this is your whole life. This is everything. And if Nathan messes it up, there goes your life, you know, in that world, Troy.
Right.
That sucks. I would not want that. And I don't think Nathan should do it.
And then Mouth wakes up with a mannequin next to him. He screams, and Skills tells him from the kitchen to be quiet because Lucas had a rough night.
I'm sorry, but it was hilarious. Also, okay, it's weird because, like, this is season 8. They have in the last few episodes talked way more about Lucas than they ever have when he's gone. Like, it was like episode 5, and again, Haley was writing to Lucas, and I'm just like, what? Like, and then now they're bringing Lucas up. Oh, here, what? I'm just like, what? Like, why are we now bringing Lucas into all this when we haven't been bringing him into this?
Right. It makes it sound like he's going to come back to the show or something.
Right. Like, otherwise, why would we care? I mean, of course we care, but like for story purposes, what? I'm just like, but again, season 7, we heard it for like the first like episode. Remember, it was like she was writing to Lucas, and then that was it. We didn't really hear anything else in season 7 of Lucas. And then here, there's been so much now of Lucas talk, and I'm just like, why? Because I highly doubt they're planning right now what happens next season.
Right.
You know, so I'm just like, why? Like, and it's not like, and he's been gone for a while, a whole year. So it is kind of strange at how much now Luke, and you know, it's weird is they ain't mentioning Payne at all.
Right. Yep.
Not
well,
even
Brooke is a little bit, but barely.
And that's supposed to be her best friend. That's supposed to be the person she couldn't live without, remember? Remember in season 5 how they were like, oh, we're both so miserable. We just need each other. I think you two are doing perfectly fine. Yeah.
And then Alex comes back because she had a few days off. And then Haley's working at the crisis hotline again. And then Aaron calls, and Haley's happy to hear her voice.
Oh, but she ruins it. And says, I met you. I was there last night. And she's like, what are you talking about? And Haley's like, I own Red Bedroom Record. First of all, you don't own it. I was like, Haley, who are you? Because Peyton owns Red Bedroom Records.
Right.
You work there.
You don't think Haley mentioned before that Peyton, switched it to give Haley the ownership or not?
Yeah, but I highly doubt Peyton would have. Because somehow Peyton and Lucas have to make money.
Right.
And here they did say how Lucas still owned Trick. So if that's the case, then Peyton still owns Red Bedrooms, and because they have to make money somehow. So, and you can be an owner, not actually be in the town. People do it every day. So I'm just like, and Peyton would never give up that. That was her first baby.
Right.
She would never give that up. I'm like, Haley, you are just like working there. Like maybe Haley does own like a little piece of it. Maybe she put like a little percentage in it, but I still feel like Peyton owns majority of it. So I'm like, okay. But again, if that's true, let us know.
Right.
But not by this way.
Right. And that's when Erin hangs up because she knows that Haley knows her identity and completely lost her trust in this.
Yep. And I don't blame Erin. Because you called a crisis line and hoping to be anonymous, being told that you're going to be anonymous, all to have that person say, I know who you are.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, they're supposed to follow a script, and I never see Haley like looking down to follow a script, so I don't know what their policy is over there. They can just kind of freeball it and say whatever, because it seems like
Well,
that's what Haley's been doing.
that's all Haley does. She doesn't actually. Yeah, she don't look at papers.
hmm And then Alex talks to Julian's camera for his documentary, and she tells the viewers they may know her from the tabloids, rehab, or the internet, because of her sex tape with Josh.
I thought it was funny when Julian's like, "Come on, Alex, be serious."
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Then she
then,
said, "Well, then she said she tried to commit suicide." And he goes, "Maybe not that serious." It's like,
Mhm.
well, it is true. Like, what do you want from her?
Right.
She's saying everything either people have said about her or what. Like, what do you want? You said be real.
hmm
She's just exposing everything for some odd reason. It's just like, I don't know. I think maybe the only person that's like judging her kind of is Julian. Like, she doesn't seem to mind that people know,
hmm
but Julian does, and it's kind of like, what? Like, if
Right.
you, I don't understand. Like, if she's fine with saying those things about herself, you should be fine with it too.
hmm
It's weird. Also, you're the one that's filming it. All you got to do is take out the stuff you don't want in there.
Right.
I was like, that also made no sense either. Let her just say what she wants and then edit it.
Yeah, unless he didn't want to waste tape, but yeah.
I feel like he could have.
And then Alex says she's not there for, this. She's here to talk to Chase. And then she takes the camera and points at Julian to see how he likes it.
Yep, and he don't.
hmm And then Julian mentions how he's going to bond with the guys because he needs to have a best man for the wedding. And then at the bridal expo, Brooke looks around and says she feels like Bridezilla, and this is her little unsuspecting Japanese village, which I don't think Japanese was really necessary to say, but. And then they get the champagne, and Sylvia makes a toast to Brooke and her wedding. It's probably the only time she said her wedding. And Brooke says those are her two favorite things. And then Sylvia points at a photography business that has a table across the way and suggests to Brooke that she should hire them for the wedding.
Yeah, but she said she's gonna have Quinn do it. And she goes, Quinn, who's Quinn? And she goes, Quinn James. She goes, never heard of it. What? It's a person?
Right.
She literally said, never heard of it.
I
was like, wow.
Yeah, and then doesn't care to listen,
Nope.
And then Mouth and Skills are looking at the Lucas mannequin, and Skills tells Mouth that it isn't an it, it's one of his oldest friends. And then Mouth, asks where he got quote unquote Lucas from, and Skills says they need a stunt mannequin for work. So he had one made to look like Lucas, and Mouth asks if Skills has one of him, and Skills says, hell no, that would be weird. Like, this isn't weird.
I think he's just going off of the fact that Lucas isn't around. But it's just funny because if you were doing it because you were out of like in California or whatever, you would have been away from Mouth too. I just thought it was funny. He literally brought it back. Like wouldn't you have just left it on set?
Yeah.
Not brought it back? I was like, okay. Also, if Lucas ever heard that, what do you think he would say?
He would be weirded out. Yeah.
Like if you were on set and you made a mannequin of me, I'd be like, what the?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can't like really be friends with you. It's weird.
Yeah. And then Skills makes a joke about the mannequin wishing that Millie were there for a three-way. And Mouse says that ended when she went home with a gladiator on Halloween.
And she should have.
And then Skills asks Mouth if he wants to talk about it with Lucas, and Mouse says no. And Skills says they're there to cheer him up, so they're going out. And he tells
He
Mouse
said Lucas needs a bath?
Yeah, it's like the three of them, yeah.
What?
Quote unquote, yeah, the three of them.
Oh my god.
Yep.
And just in this scene, there's so much talk of Lucas.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't think of Skills, doing anything else after Lauren, So this is what they came up with. And then at Trick, Mia thanks Chase for the coffee, and he says it was a peace offering for the way he's been lately. And that's when
How's
Alex walks in.
he been? Dating somebody else?
And Yeah.
And you're not really supposed to talk to your ex if you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. And that's when Alex walks in, telling Chase that when he's done helping that little boy, meaning Mia, she can get a drink. Can she get a drink?
And here's the thing. He is pitting them against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They could be friends, but no, he would rather them hate each other and say crap to each other. And again, right here, he's so cold. He's like not giving her a time of day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Alex says that's fine. Next time she'll just text him, throwing that in his face.
Mm-hmm.
But Chase tells her not to bother. And then Mia tells Chase she's sorry. She knows that was hard for him, but if he ever needs to make that bitch jealous, she's his girl. So of course, Mia is loving all this so she can help.
Well, and she's throwing in words like bitch, and he doesn't even say a word.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say like it doesn't even seem like he likes Alex like 1% because if you did, you wouldn't let somebody else say words like that to her or about her. Because it's not like when Alex would go like, "Hey bitch, like what you doing, girl?" like to Millie.
Mm-hmm.
This is condescending.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't like it because like Chase is not saying a word. He is letting this happen.
Yeah, Mia's just loving how she can make herself look better than Alex to him. Yeah.
She sent a breakup text.
Yeah, I guess she's trying to make him forget that.
I won't forget it.
Mm-hmm. And then back at the bridal expo, Sylvia's talking about how to choose the right church, and Brooke tells her they're having an outdoor wedding.
And she said, no. What happens if it rains? I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, this isn't your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants an outdoor wedding and if it's pouring down, guess what? I'm Brooke. Like, that's what she wanted. She only gets, like one wedding, but I guess you can have more than one wedding. But I'm just like, this is supposed to be her fairy tale moment, and you're not letting her have a fairy tale moment.
Right.
She might as well have been shopping with Victoria.
Yep. Probably would have said the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, either way, it sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she mentions about them not, getting married in a tent like circus or folk. So she's like, downplaying everything.
She's annoying because outside weddings are so beautiful.
Yeah. She says you can't control Mother Nature and mother-in-law Brooke's case, which is exactly what Brooke says, calling her Mother Baker.
Yep, it was funny.
Mm-hmm. And then Sylvia goes on to mention about there could be bees and they could always hang up salami, which I never heard of, to get rid of them.
I didn't. Yeah. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she's just trying to make excuses for Brooke not to have an outdoor wedding. And then Haley walks into the studio and Mia tells her Alex walked into Trick earlier. Though Haley had hoped it was Aaron, it was actually Alex talking to Chase, but he blew her off and she's all happy about the fact. And Haley tells Mia she should talk to Chase and see if she can convince him to give Alex another chance. And Mia asks why would she do that, and Haley just says she's been trying to give her the same quality advice that she gave her earlier about the open mic night, the crisis center girl. So she tells Mia that she ended up talking to her today and took Mia's advice and told her how great she thought she was, and Aaron hung up on her.
I thought it was funny when she goes, whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whoever said Mia gives good advice? Nobody.
Right. And Mia did point out that Haley is supposed to be the counselor, so she should just listen to her training.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
then she's...
Well, yeah, I feel like that's just common sense. You don't interfere with somebody you're not supposed to know about.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mia also tells Haley that she's an artist, so she knows how they're like. And I'm sorry, Mia Haley tells me that she's an artist too, so Mia says that's probably part of the problem. And then Nathan meets with the management for the Falcons, and this is like, it starts off well, but then it goes downhill when he's asked about something about escalators, which I don't know about either.
No, but we also didn't take like that business course.
Right. So a minute later, he's on the phone with Clay on an actual escalator, telling him that the only one he knows is the one he's on right now. So he looks like an idiot. And then Sylvia and Brooke get to the bridesmaids dresses section, which is interesting to have. And Brooke tells her she's just gonna make them herself because she thinks the girls deserve a sexy Brooke Davis original, and Sylvia doesn't like that.
I also find it funny that she's talking about her bridesmaids and she only had one person standing up for her, which was Haley. She didn't have no, she didn't have bridesmaids. She had a matron of honor, Haley. And the only ones that were up there were Haley and Jamie. She didn't have bridesmaids.
Yes, I don't know why they said that she was going to make them when she doesn't even have them.
Right, that's what I thought was funny. I was like, doesn't make any sense because probably because she would only have Millie.
Right.
So maybe that's why. But Haley only had Brooke and Peyton. It's not like she had others. So they could have still done it that way. I guess they didn't want that.
Yeah. I mean, Haley could have had her sisters, but it was so last minute as well. And her parents didn't show. So it's kind of a surprise that her sisters also didn't show. Especially Taylor. Taylor would have been a bad idea to have as a bridesmaid there, but she'd be after Nathan, like Rachel and Cooper.
But she probably would have been after Cooper.
Yeah, or both. Who knows? And then, and then Sylvia goes on to say like the bridesmaids' dresses are supposed to be ugly, so to make the bride look better.
And I was like, that's a thing.
Yeah, and then Brooke says, she's gonna look fine regardless of the dresses, and they then get put at the back of the closet where they emerge as a bad joke on Halloween later. But Sylvia isn't listening to Brooke and shows her an ugly dress she found. And then at the crisis center, Haley checks in to see if Aaron left her a message, but she didn't. And Mia tells Haley maybe she's busy. She'll probably call again. And Haley says, yeah, sure, when she tells her supervisor she violated the one rule that they have, which, Haley should have been fired immediately, especially if Aaron had, reported her.
Oh, yeah.
And Mia tells Haley she shouldn't have listened to her. She's an idiot. And Haley tells Mia it's not her fault. She should have listened to that monkey on the poster because she's an idiot. Did we ever see that poster before Haley mentioned it? Because I don't know what she was talking about until later.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so that was random. Could have been a deleted scene when she was looking at it, but then that's when we see Nathan. Yeah, Nathan saying that he's the one that looked like an idiot with that meeting. Meanwhile, at home, Julian tells Alex he doubts she looked that bad, and Alex said she did. She's never going to trick again. And like, why does Mia always have to be there? And Julian says, because her label is there. And Mia says Chase flirted with Mia right in front of her face. Like, why do you guys do things like that? And Julian says he has no idea. He'll ask the guys later today if he can figure out a way to bond with them.
That part was funny.
Yeah. And then Alex tells him guys aren't that tough to figure out. They like sex and poker, and she goes with sex. So she suggests that he goes with poker, of course. And then Julian says, isn't it too late to have a poker game? And Alex tells him to say it's for Clay because he won't turn that down. He almost died. So Julian tells Alex she's a genius and she's good at trapping people, which isn't something she really be proud of.
So she wants him to invite her to be the dealer.
Yep, just so she can talk to Chase.
Yep.
And then calls Mia a troll, lurking around. That's why she can't talk to him. So now Julian's kind of afraid of how good she is at trapping people now. And then Nathan is telling Haley how his meeting went. He says he felt, hasn't felt that stupid since high school. At least back then he could beat somebody up to feel better. And Haley tells him not to beat himself up because it was his first try, out, on his own, trying to do this. And she asks if he ever made his first, basketball basket.
And he said, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, here you go, Nathan.
Yeah, but only because he was 2 and the basket was super short. So then that's when Haley says if it makes him feel better, she screwed up things with Aaron today at the crisis center. She told her that she knew who she was and saw her perform, and then she hung up on her. So Nathan jokes that they're both a couple of screw-ups, and Haley says always and forever to go along with the joke. And then they have their phones both ringing, and Haley's calling Brooke while Julian is calling Nathan. And then Brooke tells Haley to get her prego ass to the expo now as she's wearing a dress and matching tiara. And Haley tells Brooke she loves her too because, Brooke was talking to her all rude, not even saying hi. And then Brooke says Julian's mom's out of control. She's making her try on dresses and tiaras. And Haley says she thought she was designing her own dress. And Brooke says, yeah, but Sylvia doesn't care about that. And she's even picking out the bridesmaids' dresses too, that we never see, of course. And she wants them to be ugly. And Haley tells Brooke she's on her way. And then Sylvia asks Brooke, does she know what's missing from the dress she's wearing? And Brooke answers style. And either Sylvia didn't hear her or doesn't care what she said, and says a smile with a smile.
Yeah, I don't think she cares.
Yeah. And Brooke smiles. Fake. Very fake. And then Haley tells Nathan that she has another crisis to deal with. And if it's anything like this morning, Brooke is going to cancel the wedding before tonight. So Nathan tells her that he's going to gamble all of their money away in a poker game. And Haley says, screw up powers, superpowers activate. Like a cheery tone, they both do like a fist pump thing as a team would. And then Alex asks Julian, is she going to give him a pep talk before every call?
And then he was like, I should have called Clay first.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I have to call Nathan back and basically
cancel.
Anxious. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. You think that since he's a director or new director, but he was producer or whatever, that he would be used to making phone calls, maybe not personal phone calls, but just phone calls in general to people, like setting things up.
I guess because he didn't care if he got like a no, because somebody eventually, because there's so many people that you could probably call. Where here, there ain't too many people that are in the circle that he could really call, and it's supposed to be like a whole guys' night. So that's probably why. And then if one says no, they could possibly get the other ones to say no.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Alex jokes that she hasn't seen him this nervous since she took her clothes off in front of him. And then Julian ends up calling Clay, calling himself J-Man. And Clay
so he thinks, for some odd reason, he thinks it's Jamie, as if they have the same voice. And he's like, hey, I heard you got a frog. And he's like, no, this is Julian. It's like, oh my God, if you would have just said that.
Yeah, and then he also gets distracted for a second about Jamie's frog. Which is funny. I don't know why everybody's interested in the frog, but
I know, like it's just a frog.
Yeah, and then Julian kind of makes it awkward because he's like, I'm Brooke's fiance, the movie guy. They hang out in Utah, so I can remember him. And Alex is looking like this isn't going well, but Julian gets back on track and mentions the poker game. He asks if Clay's busy, and Clay is just looking at a dirty magazine, so he says he's not busy, and Julian tells Clay he'll see him later then. So, Julian's all excited and tells Alex he said yes. And then he gets a text from Nathan. He thinks he's canceling, but Alex looks at it for him and tells him Nathan says he wants to have the game at his house instead.
And she looks around and says it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because apparently Julian decorated it to the max with all card-related decorations before he even called the guys.
I mean, that sounds like him.
Yeah. And then later, Julian is the last to get to Nathan. So this is like a little daydream Julian has of everything going well and the guys, fighting over him to sit with them and being his best man and everything.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we love you and everything. And then so he's standing outside and he's like taking a deep breath, and he walks in and they're like, really? And Jason's like, good going, Julian, because Alex is there. And they thought it was going to be a guys' night.
Right. And
which honestly, well, I mean, that's okay. But honestly, if you got a call like that, you would think that it's supposed to be guys only. So I would understand why they would think that.
Yeah, so this isn't really good to start off with the guys for Julian. And at the bridal expo, Brooke is trying to remain calm as she's in another wedding dress that Sylvia made her try on.
But Haley is no help because she's telling Brooke, oh, you look so beautiful.
Crying.
Yeah, because of her hormones.
Yeah. And, Brooke's like, you're supposed to help me, not like agree that everything's, great that Sylvia's choosing.
And Sylvia's loving it because Haley's agreeing with her on everything.
Yeah. And Haley's emotions are switching because she's like crying the next, and then she's like all excited about Brooke getting married and everything. And at the poker game, Alex steals the cards and she tells the guys if her card shuffling impresses them, She can also cut the deck with her tongue, which I don't know how that's even possible without getting a paper cut in her tongue or something. And, Skills likes the sound of that, but Chase tries to ignore it. Then she tells them the game they're playing, but then Julian moves a pile of chips, or at least goes to, but then Skills tells him not to because they're Lucas's. And because, they have the mannequin set up there at the table with them. And Julian tells the mannequin sorry, and Nathan gives Julian some chips instead. And then Clay asks Julian how's the documentary going, and Nathan tells Clay he's surprised he didn't send him to ask Julian, so he's still bitter about that.
This is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And Julian says it's about, the people around him as they enter the next chapter of their lives. And then Julian says he's also spent the last few days filming Mouth, and Chase tells Julian so he's following up on his successful indie with a documentary about Mouth, and Mouth asks what's wrong with that. And Chase tells Mouth it's just weird. He hasn't even filmed him yet, and he's his boss.
Okay, why does Chase and Mouth hate each other all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he just got the job, so I'm so confused at why they hate each other.
Yeah, because we haven't seen Mouth even. Because what does Mouth do besides clean?
He cleans.
That's it. He doesn't. Yeah, because Alex makes the drinks, right?
Yeah, and he was making the drinks at the party. Remember, because the guys were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a drink from Mouth, not Chase." So
Right.
I don't know. I just don't. There was no fight last episode, or even here, that would suggest why you would be at each other's throats like this. I mean, I get Clay and Nathan, but why these two?
Yeah, because if he was making drinks, then Chase could just be jealous that he makes drinks better than him. But yeah, and they're not liking the same girl, so it doesn't make sense.
No, and it's not like Mouth is on Alex's side or anything where it would be really? You're supposed to be my friend, you work with me. It's nothing even like that. Because Mouth isn't even talking to Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah. And Chase is even more mean when he says, who said you could have the night off?
And then I love when Skills was like, Lucas did, since he's your boss.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I mean, is why is Chase so obnoxious going after Mouth? And what's also weird is who in the heck is covering for them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If they're all here, who is at the bar?
Mm-hmm. Unless it's super late. I'm sure Trick is open for a while.
Yeah, but remember, Chase asked Mouth, who let you take the day off?
Right. Yeah.
So I would be like, well, who is if I was at the table, I'd be like, well, who is working at the bar if you both are here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd want to know. But it was never talked about. It was just him going after him of who gave you the day off. Well, neither one of you then should be here.
Yeah, because Alex is still working for Trick as well, right?
No, she went to go do a movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just confused. Everybody's leaving and coming back.
Yeah, so I think he fired her.
Right. Unless she just quit. But Julian asks Clay how he's doing, and Clay says he's better since he got out of the house. And that's when Alex says she can never get sick of a house where you can see the ocean from your bed.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, she realizes the other guys don't know that she slept with Clay before.
And
so
even Clay,
yeah,
which is hilarious.
Yeah. And Chase asks her, how does she know that? And Julian breaks the tension by asking who wants a snack. And then back at the expo, Sylvia tells Brooke and Haley that a guy gave them a deal on the last baby angel made of pate. And Brooke asks if she, if they can slow down, and she just wanted to be there for ideas. And Sylvia tells her regardless, she's going to have to pick a caterer at some point, unless her friend Quint can cook too.
I can't. That's funny.
And that's when Brooke corrects her that it's Quinn, Haley's older sister.
And Haley says she can't cook to save her life.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why would you say that about your sister? When this woman doesn't even know her name.
Mm-hmm.
I would be try to stick up for my sister, not downgrade her. Also, she almost died. You would think you would be not saying negative things about her.
Yeah, but I guess it's her hormones that are making her say that. And then Brooke says her and Julian were thinking of having a tradition, rather than a traditional wedding, they might have a consistent flow of appetizers so people can mingle and dance.
Do
And
you
there's
think?
always
Do you
food.
think? Do you think she said that so she would pick another fight or something? Like I couldn't really picture that. They would just have
No.
literally like just appetizers. I was like, Brooke. Well, I was like, I don't know. I couldn't see a world where that's what Brooke would do.
Yeah, maybe she just told her so maybe Sylvia will like back down and accept the choice, maybe,
Yeah, but
possibly.
she has not accepted any choice Brooke has said.
Yeah, I don't know. She's
So
still trying to guess.
that's why I'm like, are you trying to pick another fight with her? Because it didn't seem like that's exactly what you would do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Sylvia keeps calling her choices like a backyard hoonanny. And then Brooke tells her that, this is a bit too much for her. And she asks Haley, doesn't she think so too? But Haley's stuffing her face with food and says Sylvia's idea sounds awesome.
That was funny.
And
And
then back
then, then Chase told Alex, of course you slept with Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he call her a slut?
Yep.
Why is he so upset at Alex
Mm-hmm.
and not Mia when she came back? I can't. Also, Alex has not been gone that long.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like maybe a week or two she's been gone. I'm like Mia, who's been gone for months, and we probably have not actually talked to her in months. Like, and it's just annoying.
Yeah. And then Alex kind of, was rude about Junk because she says to Chase like he's acting like she slept with, she'll sleep with anyone. And she looks at, Junk says, no offense.
Yeah, no offense, Fergie. And he goes,
Yeah.
I'm Junk.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skills goes, everybody mixes them up.
Right.
And then who was it that said Lauren didn't?
Fergie.
That was funny.
Yeah. And Junk agrees, saying she got Skills and mouth mixed up, actually.
Oh, I will say, I love how Junk and Fergie are there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Mouth asks why does he have to bring him into this, and Chase tells Alex that Mouth's available if she needs to study more on bartending. And this time she should be trying to be honest about it. And Alex tells him that she never lied to him. And Chase says she just left out the part about using him.
Okay, I don't think she was using him at all. She wanted a job.
No. Yep. And then Nathan says there's a lot of that going around. And Clay asks Nathan how long is he going to stay mad at him.
And then he said if I wanted to look stupid, I would have stayed at home and played what?
Trivial Pursuit.
Never heard of it. Against Haley.
Yeah, it's just like a game. Like a board game.
Yeah.
And then Julian asks Nathan what was he doing in Atlanta, and Nathan says he doesn't know. He should ask Clay because he's been wondering that for himself. And then the guys are like tapping out of the game, and Clay tells Julian it was a nice call for them to have poker night, sarcastically. And Julian is the one that ends up winning.
And then Nathan's like, please tell everybody here what I was doing in Atlanta.
Right.
So then he told them why.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. It's funny because they were talking about the escalators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when Julian says he was always scared of them as a kid because he thought the teeth at the bottom were going to eat his feet, and everyone laughs. I'm surprised that they kept playing another game while they're arguing like this, too.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. And then Nathan tells Clay that if being an agent means signing up his friend to fail, he doesn't want to be part of Fortitude. And Skills asks what's Fortitude, and Clay explains it's his agency, and Skills says it sounds like it belongs on an inspirational poster. And Chase says he has one of those hanging up in his office, and Mouth asks if he means the one above the bar, because that's his office. And Alex tells Clay he should name his agency Adobe, and that's because it's made out of bricks, because they're bricks made out of clay. So it'd be like the agency was built from clay. And Clay says the name is Fortitude, and Skills says he likes Adobe better, and Clay tells him whatever. And it gets down to Clay and Julian wins again. And then at the expo, Brooke tells Haley unless she wants her baby to be born with a dent in its head the size of her fist, she better start agreeing with her.
Oh my God,
which was funny but extreme.
It is, but it's so funny.
Mm-hmm. And Haley doesn't know she's not serious, so she just talks to her stomach and says, like, that's Aunt Brooke's way of saying she can't wait to meet you,
Oh, but I thought it was funny when she was talking about the fountain and she's like, the fountain of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
was hilarious. And Sylvia's again just so happy
Yep.
that Haley's around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of funny that Haley says she wished that she had a champagne fountain at her wedding, but both weddings she was underage for drinking. So
Right? They were barely old enough at Lucas and Peyton's wedding.
yeah, I don't think they could even vote at either wedding.
At
They weren't that
Haley's,
old
no.
enough. Yeah. And then and it's funny too because she's pregnant and she's talking about the champagne.
Yeah, like we know she definitely can't have that.
Yeah. So Brooke takes Haley to the side to talk to her, telling Sylvia, you know, she wants to show her something so they can have a moment.
Yeah, and she told her she needed to go.
Yeah. And she'll, she agrees. She tells her she will, but she should, give Sylvia a chance because she's just trying to help. And then back in the poker game, Skills act what's wrong with his name to Clay. And
Clay and I have
says,
another thing. How did now Skills and Clay get into it? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, why is everybody all of a sudden turning on each other?
Mm-hmm.
But it is funny.
Yeah. So Skills, says he's named that because he's so skilled at everything. And Julian thinks his nickname is cool. And he asked Clay if he ever had one. And Skills says he doesn't need one. He has fortitude, which is funny. And then Julian asks Fergie, how did he get his nickname? And Fergie says his full name is Ferguson. That's why. And then Julian.
Then they look at Junk and he's like, he goes, my parents own a junkyard.
Yeah.
He said, bet you want to sleep with me now? To Alex.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And Chase says it would have been a remake of Sanford and Son if she did. Never saw that, so I don't really get that reference. But
yeah, me either.
Julian tells Mouth that there's got to be a great story behind his nickname.
Okay, I thought we already heard this in like season 1.
Right.
And now there's a new version. And apparently it was at the River Court. And Nathan came up to him and said that Mouth had a big mouth.
Right.
And then he punched him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And Nathan's like, I didn't do that. And I'm just like, but I thought we heard a story back in season 1.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, there's this version. Okay. I also didn't really think that Nathan knew who anybody was.
Right.
Remember, he could care less about Lucas and his friends. He would never have went to the River Court. None of that makes any sense. Like, Nathan could have cared less about Lucas and his friends because they weren't interfering. And think about it. Mouth was not watching the Ravens until Lucas joined the team.
Right.
So there's no reason why Mouth would have said anything about Nathan because he had no reason to.
Yeah.
Because Lucas stayed away and so did his friends. The only way he heard about Mouth or Skills was through Lucas. Eventually. Same thing with Haley. Like, it makes no sense. Because remember, Lucas and Haley were very close. And they would do everything together. And if that's the case, you would have seen them throughout high school walking the halls together, right? Well, Nathan could care less about him because he didn't even know Haley existed. And if that's the case, then he would not have known that Mouth and Skills existed. I'm like, if you think about it, if you don't even know that Lucas is who his best friend is, that it's Haley, then you really don't know the other ones.
Right.
So I was like, I don't believe this story. Do you?
No.
Yeah. It was annoying. And then, but I did like how Nathan said he was sorry, even though I don't believe it.
And then tells Clay that's how friends apologize to each other. So dragging the Falcon management situation.
Well, and then Mouth did say he likes it better than Marvin, which is weird because that's what Millie calls him.
Right. Yeah.
So when he
So he
said
should
that,
like it. Yeah.
so when he said, I hate Marvin, I'm like, Millie calls you Marvin. She's the only one
Mm-hmm.
that calls you Marvin. I'm like, and you're going to say you hate it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he should have said he doesn't like when his friends call him Marvin. That
Right.
would have made more sense than saying he hates that name, because then it would be like a disservice to, like, and disrespectful to him if Millie calls him that.
Yeah, I guess it didn't matter since he's not with her right now.
Yeah, but if they get back together, then it would just mean that, that's being rude because he doesn't like
Mhm.
the name when really he likes it when it comes from her.
Right.
And that's what he should be more specific over. My friends.
Mhm. Yeah. And then Chase says he's glad he never had a nickname. So Mal tells Chase he did have one, and the guys
And
look at
they
each
and
other.
they all just look at each other and start laughing. He goes, "What was it?" And they're like, "Chased."
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the guys laugh. And then Haley gets to the crisis center, and a woman tells her isn't her shift over. And Haley says it is. She just wanted to see if anybody called or left her a message. And the woman asks if she was expecting someone, and Haley says she guesses not because she doesn't see any notes. But she does see the poster of a monkey holding a phone that says just listen. And she tells the monkey to shut up. And then Alex asks why the nickname Chased for Chase. And Nathan says it's because he was in the Virgin Club in high school. And Chase says it was actually called the Clean Teens. And Junk says, yeah, that's better, sarcastically. And Chase says at least he was a virgin by choice. And Alex says she thinks it's sweet. And they didn't have anything like that in her high school. And Chase tells her, of course not. She was there, so that was rude.
I know. I'm like, she's trying to be nice to you.
Mm-hmm.
After you're just dogging on her, this whole thing of calling her a slut and everything else, and then you're still gonna be mean even though she's trying to be nice to you.
Yeah, so if I were Alex, I would never like Chase again after that.
Exactly. I'm like, I am liking Alex better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and the other thing is too, like, she heard, like, your friends, she's watched your friends laugh at you because of your name and that you were in Clean Teens and that you were a virgin. Your friends are laughing at you for that. And
Mm-hmm.
she is here seeing that and trying to change it, trying to get that off
Yeah,
of
stick up for him.
right. And he once again slams her. I'm like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't, like, oh my God, if I was Alex, I would have had to leave him. Like, I can't.
Right.
You know what needed to happen was she really did need to slap him because somebody needed to. Like, come on, like, how are you gonna still go after this girl?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do anything to you. Did she cheat on you? And
No.
again, so when he talks about how she slept with Clay, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was one person, and he didn't even know her then.
Right. Yeah, she
Who
pointed that out.
who
Mm-hmm.
she sleeps with is none of his business, which I know she says that. And I agree. Like, whoever she's with before you is before you.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that matters is if she sleeps with somebody while she's with you. And right now, because you two are broken up, if she chooses right now to sleep with somebody, she can, and it doesn't count.
Right.
It's annoying. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it because he's like trying to like be on Mia's side and like be in her good graces and all this when I don't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I don't like. Is like now this episode you're choosing Mia over Alex.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, Mia and Chase always seemed awkward.
Yeah.
Like whenever they had scenes together. And Alex and Chase don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a connection.
Right.
I know fans are gonna say Mia's better than Alex. Well, I also think like they look better together too. But I also think that they were just so awkward. Like I always go back to like when they were first together and how awkward they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, because like the date that Alex and Chase were on and they were playing golf, like it was so cute. And
Right.
I'm just like, I could watch Alex and Chase all day long, but I can't watch Mia and Chase all day long. Like, I don't like them two together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but at this point, for this storyline, she does need to go be with somebody else right now because I just cannot with him.
Right.
Like, how do you get back with him knowing this is what he truly thinks of you?
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying.
Yeah. And then Julian ends up winning again. And Nathan says, no money, no job, and thanks Julian. And Clay and everybody else thanks Julian. And everybody leaves the table. And that's when Julian asks who wants to be his best man.
Nobody, because they're all gone.
Yep. And then Brooke has lost sight of Sylvia, so she asks the woman, if she's seen a middle-aged woman with short hair.
She
running
said
around like
that's
she's
everybody.
bride. Yep. And then Brooke figures she's stuffing the champagne fountain with bee repellent, slamming to the back of her, car.
Can you believe like when she said that's like most of them here, and I'm just like, there's that many evil mother and mother-in-laws.
Yeah, right.
I was like, really?
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke mocks how Sylvia said that they were going to have a good time, saying yippee-ki-yay, calling her mother Baker, and then says she's been hanging around Julian for too long. And then she finally finds Sylvia passed out against a wall from all that champagne. And then the guys are leaving. Chase asks if they want to go to Trick for drinks. And Skill says that would have been a great idea an hour ago before Julian took everyone's money. And Chase says he's buying, though, because he's the bar and mouths his manager. They know because he keeps saying it. And then Clay hangs back to talk to Nathan. So then Alex is sitting in the backyard, with her feet in the pool. And Julian finds her and says $10 for her thoughts. I don't know why he said $10. The saying is penny, but I don't know, because I mean, he's act like he's rich or something, or she's rich, saying that.
Yeah.
But anyways, he asks if she's okay. She says no because she never got to talk to Chase, and he was mean to her all night.
Yep.
And Julian mentions how she acted like, it didn't bother her, and Alex reminds him that she's an actress.
But I saw it on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he was saying condescending crap to her, I saw it on her face. But
Yeah.
because she was around everybody and nobody was sticking up for her, she had to play it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, if she runs and cries, she's going to be known as that. So instead, she had to just stuff it and not say a word. So when he says that, well, it looked like it wasn't bothering you. Well, that's because nobody was sticking up for the poor girl. She had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what other choice did she have? She didn't have one. So I was like, really? But when she's sitting here, I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt so bad for her right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like beating herself up and like, I don't like it.
Yeah. And then Julian tells her to apologize to Chase and just be herself. And Alex says, why not? Because she's a great actress. And Julian agrees, but tells her she's even a better person. And she needs to let Chase see that. So Alex says she's not that good of a person. And she tells Julian she was actually dealing him cards from the bottom of the deck all night.
That was funny.
Yeah. So Julian realizes he didn't win by luck. And Alex tells him that's probably why his mail binding didn't go well. Because she forgot that guys hate to lose money more than they like to have sex and play poker.
Yeah, and that's why he's not going to have a best man.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, you would think that because Alex and Chase did date, he would have known who she was. Because, like, when Julian says, like, you're a good person, like, let him see that. Well, he did date her. You would think he would know that. Because remember when they were in Utah, he was trying to get away from her, remember? Because he thought that's who she was. Well, then he got to know her and he liked her.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think he would know that.
Right.
I wish she would have said that.
Mm-hmm. And Julian tells Alex it's okay because he's always been better friends with girls anyways.
That doesn't help your best man problem.
Yeah. And then Clay tells Nathan he's right, and Nathan says that's the best part to start a conversation he's ever had. The best start to have a conversation he ever had. And Clay says he's sorry he didn't prepare him for Atlanta. And Nathan says it's fine. He doesn't think he's cut out to be an agent anyway. He never studied in school because he could shoot a basketball. And Clay says that's exactly why he should become an agent.
No, that's why he should be a basketball coach.
Yeah. Yeah, but Clay says that, not many of the agents have ever seen this side before because they never played. And the rest of the stuff he can learn. And he just thinks he can be great at this, but first he's gonna, um, they got to work on Troy to agree to sign with him. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's when he tells that Troy must agree that he's great because he wants Nathan to be his agent.
I will say Clay did Nathan wrong. He should not have sent him.
Right. Yeah, and then he makes Nathan his own business cards before he's even officially an agent, which I thought was a little too soon.
All this was too soon for him. Like he just got to the hospital and said like, "Hey, want to work together?" And then Clay is setting him up already. Like what?
And then Clay tells him finally what an escalator means, and Nathan says, "Oh, so it's just like a fancy word for a bonus." And Clay tells him he's already talking like an agent, and Nathan tells him fortitude is a strong name. And then Brooke puts Sylvia to bed, and Sylvia thanks her, and says that she's wonderful, and Brooke tells her she's drunk.
Yeah, and she
And
said,
Sylvia,
"Thank you for loving." She said, "My Julian." And then she did say, like, "Don't tell Julian that she was drinking."
Yeah,
And
because
that
he worried about that.
yeah, and she said she always wanted a daughter.
Yeah, so you think this is how Sylvia really feels, but then when she's sober, she goes right back to being who she was at the expo to Brooke.
Right. It's like, yeah, I don't like that. Like, be who you're gonna be.
Yeah, and then when she says Julian worries about that, we never really heard about Julian talking about his mom's drinking before, which you think he kind of would to Brooke by now.
I never really heard much about his mom until she showed up.
Right. Yeah,
And
so I don't think...
and that's what was weird too. If he's such a mama's boy, you would think we would have already heard about her.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the writers maybe originally didn't even plan for Julian's mom to show up, or because she never mentions. Did he mention that his parents got divorced before or something?
I think Paul did because I think he said he sided with his mom or something.
Okay, I can remember.
Because remember, he did take the mom's name to get out of Paul's shadow. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say if they if he only mentions his mom like here and there, they could have maybe played it off that she already had passed or something, so they didn't have to do this. But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking if you're up your mom's butt, then you would be talking about her way more. And Brooke would be like very curious as like, is everything right? Like you good? Can you survive without mommy?
Right.
Also, I do think it's weird that if he's such a mama's boy, how is it she never saw a picture of them? And remember, because when she showed up at the house, she would have known exactly who she is if she saw a picture.
Right.
So my thing is, if he is so close to his mom, like we keep hearing about, how come Brooke never saw a picture? I get we may never have seen a picture, but Brooke should have. And she didn't. So I'm just like, how close could they have been?
Right.
Because even if they're miles apart in different states, you would think that he would talk to her all the time and Brooke would see all of that. But like of how close they are. But that doesn't seem to be the case, which is weird.
Yeah. And then Haley was closing down the studio for the night, but Erin pops up and scares her. And Erin tells her she has a nice studio. She was expecting a bedroom, though, joking. And then Haley tells her she's sorry about earlier. She should have never betrayed her trust like that. And Erin asks if she actually really liked her music, or did she just not want, a suicide in her hands? And Haley tells Erin she really liked her music.
That's harsh.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't blame her for thinking that. And then Erin looks at the artwork on the wall that Peyton probably did too. And then at Trick, Alex tells Chase she's sorry about the way she left things and didn't tell him about the movie because she knew if she did, it would ruin what they had, and she loved what they had.
And then he said that that's a good speech. Who wrote it? Why are you still being an ass?
Right.
I don't like it.
Yeah, so Alex says it's the truth, and that's when Mia walks up and Chase kisses her just to hurt Alex.
Yep.
And he tells Alex, guess the truth hurts, and Alex slaps him and walks away. And Chase tells Mia sorry for using her to hurt Alex, but she slaps him too, which she deserved.
Which is weird. That's what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She told him basically she would be fine if he used her to make her jealous.
Right, yeah.
And then so he did, and then she slaps him.
I don't know, I guess because he didn't give her a warning. I don't know, but yeah.
But you would think that that's why he did it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought that too if I was Mia and he like kissed you. You would think like, yeah, because Alex is right here. He's trying to make her jealous. Duh. Like, what? I don't know. Is she? I don't know. I can't with Mia. Like, I don't know. She's like hot and cold. I can't with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like what does she want?
Right. And that's when Clay sees that Mouth was recording this all on his phone, and Mouth tells him now he's in the movie, calling him boss. And then he thinks Skills, seeing this, did cheer him up. And then Julian gets home and asks Brooke how the expo was, and Brooke tells him his mom had a good time. And Julian asks Brooke what about her, and Brooke just says they had a good time. And she asks how did bonding go with him, and Julian says, you know, guys are mean, and he missed being in the Brooke bubble.
Funny.
And then Julian says it wasn't a total loss because he won $200 and found his best man. And that's when he shows her the Lucas mannequin, and he tells her that he won him from Skills. And Brooke tells Julian he's never allowed out of the Brooke bubble again. And Julian says it's either him or Junk and Fergie.
Also, isn't it a little weird that the mannequin is the best man, given it's Lucas?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's her ex.
Yeah, but I guess Brooks would rather have the mannequin than Junk slash Fergie. And just tells him to make sure he gets a tux for it, I guess. And then that's when she sees that there's salami hanging from a lamp, and Julian explains he saw a bee, so he got that from his mom.
I still want to know if it's real.
Right. And then Haley tells Nathan that Erin is going to come back tomorrow, so she didn't mess up after all. And Nathan tells her she never does, and then says he didn't either because Troy wants him to be his agent. And Haley tells him she's proud of him. She knew he could do it. Nathan says he hasn't really done anything yet. And Haley points out that he signed his first client he talked to, and that's 1 for 1. So Nathan says it was luck, and Haley reminds him he said stats are stats, and Nathan says that neither of them are screw-ups after all.
And then you picked Jamie up from Chuck's house, right? I thought you did. Yeah, they're screw-ups, and they jump out of bed.
Yeah, that was fine. They were ready to go to sleep and then remember about Jamie.
Yeah, how is that? Okay, so they don't make sure he's in bed sleeping?
Yeah, they should. Yeah, he should have been tucked in before them. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a little weird. Like, and isn't his room close to theirs? Like, you would kind of wander by and see, like, oh, it's just kind of weird that, especially Haley, because usually mothers are the ones that will check on the kid 10 times a night. So it is a little, because think about it, if he's like up watching TV, you're going to be like, oh, 30 minutes later, you're going to be like, hey, lights out, you need to go to bed. Usually that's what mothers do. So it is weird that Haley didn't go and check on him. And then she would have seen, oh my God, he's not in bed. Where is he? And then I would have figured out that neither one of them picked him up.
Yeah, so this is a little concerning considering they're having another kid soon.
Yeah. So even if like it's like, hey, you're responsible for one, I'm responsible for one. Yeah, your kids are screwed. That's what I'm getting at.
Yep. So that was the end.
I still thought it was a good episode. It was funny.
Yeah.
The whole. So for me, like the high was honestly like the whole Brooke stuff, like her being dramatic and funny. It was good. And then the other high was poker night of everybody after everybody. It was funny. Like I don't understand how some people were upset at some people, but it made for good drama and entertainment, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, my high was just Haley, trying to, I mean, she wasn't trying, but, she was there to support Brooke, but then she ended up just kind of agreeing with everything that Sylvia was saying.
Yeah. And then my low was when Haley talked to Erin and told her she knew who she was, because that's confidential. Like you said, she should be fired.
Yeah. And then my low is just how mean Chase was to Alex.
Oh, yeah, that too. I don't like.
Yeah. And then rating?
I would rate this a 9. I liked it from like beginning to end. I did like it.
Yeah, I'd say a 9 too, because Expo was a really funny thing to watch.
Right? It was good. Plus poker night was good.
Yeah.
Which I honestly think like they should do more of this stuff. Of like
Yeah, group
like
stuff.
yes, like the guys
Uh-huh.
being together, like it's funny.
Yeah.
Anytime the guys are together or the girls are together, it's always funny.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have more of it?
Right.
Like you would think you would use that.
Mm-hmm.
Which would give everybody something to do.
Yeah, because it seems like there's a lot more characters now they can play with than before. So
Yep. And then who is your best and worst?
the worst was Sylvia, just because she was being controlling and not listening to Brooke on what she wanted for the wedding, and just having Julian on a very short leash too, as well. And then the best was Alex, just because she was trying to help out Julian with the poker game with the guys and bonding, and then trying to talk to Chase to apologize for not telling him about the movie and everything, and just trying to do good, even though it backfired.
Yeah, my best was Alex for the same reason. Because really, besides Brooke again, she's really his only friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she did come up with the idea.
Right.
Because who knows what he would have picked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he didn't even want to do it really in the first place.
Right.
And I actually thought her dealing the cards was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst, I'm going with Chase. I am so tired of this. Just choose one and stop being mean to frickin' Alex. You weren't that mean to Mia.
Right.
It just makes me furious at him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is so mean? And then he's calling her names that are uncalled for. Like,
Right.
I don't care how much people hate Alex. Like, she doesn't deserve to be treated like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's who she may have been in the past. Think about it. Brooke changed, right? Brooke was that person too, but she changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be offensive to call her a slut?
Yeah.
Yes. Just like it's offensive to call Alex one. So I don't like it. It's uncalled for. And they're not who they used to be, which is good. And again, it don't matter who she slept with before you.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah. So he was definitely the worst. And then again, he was going after Mouth too. Like, what did these people do to you?
Yeah, he's just like taking out on everybody.
Yeah. I'm like, and then he was, taking it out on Julian. It's like, oh my God, like Chase, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in this episode, he was annoying from beginning to end because then he's trying to use Mia, even though she did like it.
Mm-hmm.
Until the end for some odd reason. I don't know. It was just annoying. And then basically it's now Mia and Chase versus Alex.
Yep.
I don't like it. And then because then he's saying all that mean stuff and then she's crying and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so definitely him as the worst. And then what's next episode?
Episode 8, Mouthful of Diamonds.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.